Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I am really happy that you guys are all here tonight. We have a very special guest, and it's Chalene Johnson, and she is going to speak on women's health. So let's get going. Let me get everybody in. Hi, Bryn. Oh, look at you. You're the first one on. Oh, there's Charlene. Hi. Okay, let's get this going. Charlene is here. Lynn, let's get, hold on, everyone. Let's get everyone in. Charlene's going to be coming in. Oh, there you are. Hi. Let me get Charlene in. Hold on just a minute. Okay, there she is. All right.
This is going to be a great.
Oh, there she is.
Hey!
Yay!
What's up, ladies? How are
Oh,
you?
hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Can I give a quick tutorial on how to say my name that's so complicated for
Please,
everybody? Okay.
please. Yes.
This is for my mother. It'll make her
Okay.
so happy. Chalene. And
Charlene.
it rhymes with Celine, like Celine the singer.
Okay. Charlene. All right,
Yeah,
Mom.
your followers certainly reprimanded
oh,
me.
oh, they will find you. If you mispronounce my name, my followers will find you.
Okay. Charlene, is that correct? Charlene?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm
Fantastic.
excited to have you on. I have
Oh,
been following you. I mean, you're such an inspiration.
You're so
I love
sweet.
it.
Thank you. That's so
Yeah.
oh,
sweet. I
wow.
love both of you.
Oh, thanks. We appreciate it. We're sorry. There's Mel. Hey.
I'm Mel.
Charlene, this is Mel. Mel, this is
Hi, Mel.
Charlene.
Go blue.
Shalene, that's right.
Charlene.
And Mel,
Yes.
you played with Mike Peel.
I did.
Yep, Mike, and my husband Brett Johnson. They coached together at Mission Viejo High School.
Oh, really? I
Yeah, for
coached at
years.
Santa Margarita Catholic.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow, that's
Yes,
amazing.
for
Fun
Tell her
stuff.
what
about
you
3
just
years.
did. So, honey, tell her what you just did this past week.
I'm not going to say right now.
Okay, all
Okay,
What?
right.
girl.
That's
Mel,
fine.
Mel is at a loss for words. What is this?
I know. Wait
Oh,
a
oh, oh,
minute.
no, 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 no,
What?
no, no. I haven't even started yet.
Oh no. Oh goodness. We
Hey,
are so
Chalene,
excited
I
to have
must
you.
say, Chalene, your hair is on point.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, yes.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
being here. We really appreciate it. And you know what I would like to do is I would love for you just to give us a little bit of a background of how you came to where you are today. I would love
Sure.
that.
Yeah, I wish I knew. By accident. So I went to Michigan State. That's where I met my husband. He played football there, and I taught fitness classes, but it wasn't my love or passion. Thought I wanted to be a lawyer, but then I moved to California with him and started teaching fitness classes. And I was an entrepreneur, and quite by accident, I developed a workout program called Turbo, and it caught on. Eventually, it was in like all 250 of the 24-hour fitness clubs, and my husband and I turned it into a pre-choreographed workout that we sold to health clubs all around the world. And I taught fitness instructors how to teach the program. We created a clothing line and everything to go with it. I certified fitness instructors for like 15 years. And then it was about the time that Tybo was on TV. And so all the infomercial companies were looking for another infomercial hit, like Windsor Pilates, if you remember, Tybo. And so I had this program, and people would lose insane amount of weights on it. And they would send me their before and after photos. And so I saved them and I would put them in this big folder. And so when the infomercial companies started knocking on the door, I went to meet with an agent, and I brought my big folder of all my before and after photos. And he was trying to big time me, like, yeah, I'll you can come and pitch me, but everybody thinks they're going to be a fitness star. Everybody thinks they're the, whatever, but come
Yeah.
on in. I'll give you 5 minutes of my time because a friend referred you. And I brought in that book and I set it down the table, and he like looked around and like locked the door and was like, okay, You don't realize what you have here. This is going to save an infomercial company millions of dollars in preparation. And so then we shopped the show around, and I did my first infomercial in 2004. And we sold tens of millions of exercise DVDs. Since then, I've done like 100 um, exercise programs, and I've had a lot of success on TV. Then I walked away from that, and because it didn't align with my ethics, what I needed to tell women to do, what I had to say on camera didn't it wasn't jiving with me. It wasn't authentic. I didn't think it was safe for women. I didn't think it had anything to do with health. And so out of my principles, I stepped away with a number one show on the air, and my husband and I then we went 10 years. I had a non-compete for 10 years in place. And so, we've had lots of different businesses in that period of time, but since then, the non-compete is lifted, and now I help midlife women figure out how to age powerfully.
Your
Wow, that's
videos are very
fantastic.
inspiring. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know what I like about you, different than everybody else, is you don't put up with BS.
No,
Uh,
no, I don't.
yeah, your Instagram reels are fabulous because so what would you tell women that want to start getting fit? I mean, it's really hard. I mean, they look at you, your abs are amazing, and not everyone's going to be like that. So how do you get someone to start without, thinking they have to look like you?
Well, the nice thing is, I think when I was younger, when we were in our 40s and 30s, I'm sure you guys did this too. I worked out, I pounded myself into submission. It wasn't a workout unless I couldn't walk the next day, pouring sweat. Everything was high impact, high intensity. And once you're in perimenopause, the later end of perimenopause into menopause, your body does not respond to that kind of stress. It actually has the opposite effect. So I think one of the most reassuring things is to know that you don't have to go at that intensity. It's about a much softer, nicer, more well-rounded approach. And I would say the number one thing you can do is just move more, A. And B, you need friggin' muscle. Muscle is everything. You have to lift heavy weights, put down those stupid pink weights, pick up some heavy weights and build some muscle, because it's your Spanx. There's nothing cute about being flat and skinny. You want shape, you want muscle, and that's the key to longevity.
Oh, fantastic. That is great. I just started doing some exercise videos and posting them on my Instagram, and everybody is loving them. And that's exactly what I'm telling, my listeners. You've got to have a little bit of resistance. And the only way that you're going to have that, build that muscle is if it's hard. It's got to be a little bit hard, because just doing this is not going to do anything. You need that
Yeah.
resistance, and you need that weight to build muscle and the bone density as well.
Yeah. Bone density is
How,
huge.
Yeah, it is.
realistically, how often do you recommend women to exercise?
As often as they will. When I tell people a prescription, maybe it sounds like it's too much. So just start. I think, and I think we're preaching to the choir, right? I saw the other day you guys went live, and Mel had a crappy connection in the gym, but he has to get his workout in, right? Because you get to a point where your workout is your drug. It's like how you avoid killing people. It's how you maintain some patience. And I think it's just really important for people to find that thing that makes you go, I can't wait to do it. I can't wait. Because if it feels like punishment, if it feels like something you have to do, you're just not likely to do it.
Now, I noticed in some of your videos that because your abs are spectacular, let me say, that's hashtag goals for me. And I know you talk about, what I really like about you is that when you're doing your reels, you tell people that you need to see your doctor. Don't just do this without seeing a doctor as far as trying to balance your hormones with, anything else. But you're not really a peptide believer. You've gotten to where you are without that, correct?
Right. No, I've never done a GLP, if that's what you mean. In
Yeah.
terms of peptides, even peptides, I do take two different peptides for inflammation and cellular repair. tissue repair, BPC 157, TB 500. And I always, whenever I say that, I need to also state they are not approved. Have been no human trials on those peptides. And I think that's important to say because I think a lot of influencers say, I do this. And so then people are like, I want to look like that. That has nothing to do with my body fat. You know what I
How
mean?
do you, how do you
It's like,
take them? Is it oral or is it injected?
so BPC 157 does have some nice clinical research that shows it is effective to some extent taken orally, especially for people who have colitis or inflammation in the gut. I take it systemically. I have a foot injury, so for a while I was injecting it in my foot directly. I know it sounds gross, but now I just inject it systemically.
Are
Both of
they
them?
appetite
Both of them?
suppressants as well, or no?
Sorry?
Are these appetite suppressants, or is
No.
that what? No, they're
No,
just for
no.
inflammation.
So there's so many different peptides. Peptides are just a chain of amino acids that is basically telling the body something specific to do. So, and also a GLP-1 is also a hormone, right? So
Yeah.
that suppresses the appetite. So there are peptides that you can take that promote cellular turnover. So you're going to have better skin, better hair. There are peptides that are specifically are going to target tissue repair. There are peptides. Yeah, I just met with a doctor yesterday who's an expert in this. So I'm certainly not the expert. I'm not a doctor. I just pretend to be one on my podcast. But the ones that I are taking, again, they're just for skin, sorry, for tissue repair. Now, I think that for a lot of women, I'm not opposed to people doing a GLP-1 at all. And, but I don't know, I sit on the fence because something isn't right. Something feels askew.
Well, it can affect your gut motility, and there's some side effects. So I really
Yeah.
would recommend, like someone that is incredibly obese, I see a lot of positive effects on that. But for someone that needs to lose 5 pounds, I would definitely stay away from that and try to do it otherwise. That's
Well,
just my
what's
opinion.
happening now is they're prescribing them for everything, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, you have arthritis, then you want to do a microdose of a peptide. Oh, you're worried about cognitive decline. Well, we're looking at how this improves the markers of cognitive decline. So it's becoming the thing that doctors are prescribing for everything. A and B. I'm sure you guys have done this, where you see a celebrity who's lost weight. What's the first thing everybody says?
Ozempic.
Whatever
Yes.
it is. Yeah.
GLP-1
But
Ozempic.
we've lost sight of the fact that we are actually able to lose weight without people have lost weight forever without them. So why? And I do it too. I see a celebrity or somebody, and I'm like, oh, I bet they're doing. Like we're just conditioned to think that you can't lose weight without one, and that scares me.
It's just
Well, I
really,
know one thing that is hard as you get older. It is harder to lose weight. I'm
Oh, for
62.
sure.
Terry's 72, and I just honestly, just in the past maybe 3 years, when I just because I'll be 63 in June, so I've noticed a big shift. That 60 years, I'm telling you that
Oh yeah,
it has
yeah.
been a lot harder than I have ever experienced.
Oh,
And
same.
you get that midsection and you just start to get thick around the midsection.
Yes, it's so frustrating.
Mm.
It is
It
very
is very
frustrating.
frustrating.
And that's because, when estrogen is in decline, estrogen is very protective. And so when it leaves, what's the next, most protective mechanism of the body's fat? And so our bodies are like, wait a second, you're still here and you're not making babies. I guess we have to keep you alive. So let's make sure that your organs are covered in visceral fat. And so that's where and also estrogen is like the Beyonce of our hormones. It tells all the other hormones like what to do and where to put things. So, when estrogen leaves, Beyonce leaves the building, so does testosterone, so does progesterone. So then everything's all messed up. Your sleep's messed up, your hair, your skin. Then you're feeling lousy because you're like, I don't feel cute. I don't feel like I look like myself. And it's like this downward spiral. So it isn't easy. I think it is really important that we have our hormone levels tested. I don't know how you guys feel about hormone replacement
I've been
therapy.
on hormone replacement therapy for 10 years. So that's
I've
why
been
I
on
think I
hormone.
look halfway decent. And I just went to the doctor last year and I had no testosterone, like none. So he put me on it, and I feel better. I don't feel a lot better because I always have felt good, but I do notice my muscle mass is a little bit better. But I also know that I gained a few pounds from it, and I looked it up the other night. But I think my actual body's in balance now, so I would totally recommend HRT for everyone that is able to do it,
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
Can
I
I
started
ask?
going through the premenopause at 39. So everybody's different. Everybody's
Yep.
body is different.
Yeah, Peg, do you do HRT?
I sure do. I
Okay.
do testosterone. 39 years old. I knew something wasn't right. And I
Yeah.
went and I read a book a long time ago and it was called Screaming to be Heard. And that just really explained and laid it out of how your hormones change throughout the month. And what you
Yeah.
want to do is mimic when you feel good. You want to mimic those hormone levels because
Yeah.
as you get older, they start to decline.
Absolutely, yeah. It's pretty dramatic, and when you see the decline, and it's almost on an equal rise as body fat in women. So if you
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's not a miracle, right? But it does level the playing field. I equate it to someone who's like, I'm experiencing perimenopausal or menopausal weight gain, so I want to get on the HRT to drop the weight. They get on the HRT, and then they're really frustrated because they don't immediately drop the weight. And I say it's like getting a good pair of new shoes to run. It's going to definitely make running easier, but you're not necessarily going to be faster until you train to be faster, right? So the HRT levels the playing field, but you still have to make all of the changes. And we just have less room for error when I'm 57. I've been in menopause for like 5 years. And it took a couple of years to figure out where that was, and I dropped 10% body fat in 3 months. I was doing all the things, all the things, all the things. But for me, the one thing I had to do differently was I had to exercise differently. I was still doing too much HIIT training. I was not giving myself adequate rest. I was lifting, but I wasn't doing progressive overload. Um, and and then my food, I changed the way I eat a little. I mean, not a lot, but I think fine tuning can really make a difference. But you have to be
I have a
patient.
question here about creatine. They're asking, the listeners are asking,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts in your opinion about creatine?
I think if you're a woman over 40, it's a must, 5 grams at a minimum. There's a lot of
Really?
research in the last year and a half looking at really considerably higher doses of creatine. It's
Mhm.
one of the most studied, safest supplements on the market. I will say the form that you take it in matters, and make sure you work with a reputable brand because you can buy anything on Amazon. Some of it's loaded with junk and fillers. But creatine is also a supplement that you want to titrate up slowly. So if you increase your dosage, say beyond 5 grams, because of the cognitive benefits, which there's some recent studies showing that taking up to 20, even 30 grams on a day that you're sleep deprived from the night before can mitigate the feelings of sleep deprivation. It's not something you want to do on the regular, but if you go from 5 grams to 30 grams, you're going to have a disaster on your hands. I mean, you have to do that slowly because the digestive system is very sensitive to creatine,
Well,
but it's incredible for your brain and for your
they're
body.
asking what brand do you recommend?
I personally like what's it called? I take it's from Brain MD, and the reason why I take that one is because it's micronized, meaning the particles are very, very small. It doesn't upset the gut lining the way some of the others do. But I would say double check to make sure that any supplement you're buying is GNP certified.
They're asking when do you take it? Before the workout or when?
So I have to be honest and say I haven't looked at research on that to know the most effective time to take it. I just put it in my morning water. But there might be a more effective time to take it. I don't know.
I have to try it. I've never done it. Have you, Peg? Do you take it?
Oh, every day. I take it every day.
What about you,
Yeah,
Mel?
5 grams.
I've been taking it for 27 years. When they thought it was bad, I knew it was good, and I've been taking it ever since. But it's the most studied supplement ever. It's over 100 years with background and testing. So 100 years in the making. So it's
I've
safe
got to check
and
it
good.
out. I have
Yeah,
not, and I've not
some
taken
people
it.
say it causes them a little bit of water retention. I've never noticed
A
that.
little bit. Yeah.
I think that's kind of like an old myth related to loading. They used to do like, really preload the a high dose of the creatine, but who cares? It's water weight.
Right, right.
Interesting.
I noticed one thing, as I have taken it in the last year, I have gotten stronger. I really have noticed a difference.
Yes, it
I
does. It
have.
makes a huge difference. I mean, there's
Mhm.
so many studies on it. Just go to PubMed and search even the last 3 years. Incredible research on creatine.
So, question is,
Okay.
how do you get rid of belly fat?
Yeah. Well, first you have to understand like what's the root cause, right? So it can be hormonal. It can be that your estrogen is in decline and you want to work with. I always say don't guess, test. So go have your hormone levels tested and then have them reviewed by a clinician who actually understands optimization versus, oh, these are normal labs. I'm not trying to be freaking normal. I'm not doing normal things. I want to be my best. I don't, unfortunately, the average woman in the United States is obese. She's overweight and obese, and she's deficient in almost every vitamin and mineral and she's not getting enough sleep. And very few women are replacing their hormones. So I don't want to be. I don't want normal labs. I want optimized labs. I want labs that'll help me to feel strong and age powerfully. So I say find a doctor would be your first step and have your hormone levels checked. Because that's, like I said, that's kind of the level playing field. And then you have to be a detective and honest with yourself because here's the thing with the GLPs or anything else for that matter, weight loss and fat loss only happens when we're in a deficit.
A calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Yes. I hate that. I hate that. So
Me and you
tell us
both.
about your upcoming Can't Be More, which I'm going to be a part of. I'm super
Yes,
excited
you
for it.
are. Oh my gosh. I got to meet a couple of the ladies that are on your panel. It's just going to be so incredible. So for me, I used to do this event called Camp Do More, and it was in a phase of my life when I just was working too hard and thought I had to do more and just pushed everybody else around me to do more too. And I would have these big fitness events or sorry, conferences for women. And, we would do lectures and workouts and just talk about productivity and goal setting and just, you got to be more, do more, do more. And then I stopped doing them. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I thought, like there's nothing women our age get to do that's like feels like a spring break, that's like letting loose and having fun where there's no pressure and we can wear whatever the fuck we want and we can do what we want and there's no penises in the room and like we just need to have like a really good time. And so I'm like, is there anything like that? And there really wasn't. There were like conferences to learn about hormones, but they were like, oh, everyone's wearing a navy suit and all buttoned up. And I'm like, that's not me. So I'm like, I want something that feels like a party with a purpose, like where we have like super inspirational women and doctors who tell it like it is, and no one's trying to sell you anything. And there's like dancing and fun and anything goes. And so I created it, and it's called Camp Be More. And this is our second year.
Oh, fantastic. Now, can anybody, is it too late to sign up and go? Or
No,
is it
it's not
still
too
open?
late.
Is registration is still open?
Yeah, some of the ticket levels are sold out, but our the general admission tickets are still available. That's at campbemore.com. And Terry is going to be a part of what we call our Age Well panel. So we have a group of women who are just super inspirational, younger than most all of your friends. Even our 89-year-old is younger than most 40-year-olds I know. Just started a business at age 86.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and just and so that because you have to see, like and Peg, you and Mel are perfect examples of that. You have and your show, right, the show that all of you were on, you have to see what is possible. And it's not that you're like freaks of nature. It's like, no, I'm doing some things right, and I'm prioritizing behaviors and habits, And because of that, I'm living right and I'm aging right. And you have to see that that's possible, because if you just surround yourself with people who are much older than their age, you begin to accept that, and you begin to like, that becomes your norm, and that becomes okay for you. And I just don't want that. And I think there's a lot of people out there who you just need to see what's possible to believe that it is possible for you, because we've been sold a myth around aging, and
Absolutely.
I want to change that. And you guys are all great examples of that, so I'm
We
honored
cha-
to be a part of this.
we changed the myth for Mel, didn't we, Mel?
Yeah, right.
Anyone
Well,
over 60,
hey,
under
for me, it
60.
wasn't a myth. It wasn't a myth. I just didn't know. So
Dude,
I had been out of the game
they
for so
hammered
long.
you. I was like, leave him alone. Simmer
What?
down, everybody. He was joking. Simmer down.
Thank you,
No, you
thank
know what
you,
he said
thank
to
you.
me? No, I want to tell them what you
Go
said to
ahead,
me at the
go ahead,
OC Fair, because I
go
was
ahead.
giving him some shit at the OC Fair. And I'm like, look, if this is what you really believe. And he took my hand and he was very sincere. And he said, I just didn't know that there were women like you out there. So his preconceived idea also was women in their 60s or
Yeah.
in the rocking chair, doing what my mother did and doing what my grandmother did. And we are a whole new generation of boomers, man. We really are.
Well,
Wait till you see
Mel,
the
what did
women
I
on this
tell you when I
panel.
met you? Mel,
What's
what
that?
did I say when I met you? What I say
I don't recall. Refresh my record.
about the comment that you
Oh,
made?
oh, you said you're the first one that told me that you didn't care. Because no, I don't care. I
And
I
why
don't
love
did
care
it.
I
about
say
that.
that? Because I felt the same way.
Yeah, because I go, that was refreshing. I go, thank you, Terry. And that was I got some reassurance from you, and thank you for that. Made me feel good.
Well, goes both ways, right? Like I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day. She's 73, and she was saying, she goes, have you seen the 70-year-old men? She's like, ugh, like, ew, right? And I'm like, well, I mean, it isn't normal. And that's sad, to be fit and healthy as we age. And that's what we have to change.
They look like they're on deliverance. I actually was on. Listen, I was on the
It's
dating
one of my
app a
favorite
while
films, by the
back.
way, too. I love that film.
I was on the dating app and I decided to take a montage of pictures. I didn't put people's names from the dating app, guys. And I made a little reel and I sent it to my friends and I just said, hey, where do you guys think these came from? And most of them said prison. I said, no, these guys are on dating apps. So, it goes with men too, as far as taking care of themselves. Like Mel is an anomaly. He looks great. He's a great role model for 67.
I'm just trying my best, just trying my best.
Legit.
So, honey, do you have any questions? Do you have
What
any
what
questions?
what I did. We talked about the creatine, right?
Mm,
Number one, and number two. How do you if a person, a woman in particular, if she hasn't started or hasn't done a lot of exercise in the last maybe 5 years, how do you get started? What's the method to get started, and what do you do?
walk. Just walk. Do exactly what you can right now. Don't do too much, because that's when people get discouraged, they get injured. I think one of the best investments you can make is to hire a trainer who specializes in people your age. Like, no offense, because I was once a 20-year-old trainer, but like, I see these 20-year-old trainers doing the same thing with their clients, no matter how old they are or their
Yeah.
condition. Hire a trainer who really, really understands your season. And I think that is one of the best investments, because I think a lot of women, I'm sure you ladies would agree, don't want to go into the gym and lift because it's intimidating to not know how to use the equipment, or like, how many sets, how many reps, how do I know what fatigue feels like, how do I know what muscle groups I'm supposed to work today. So just if you can afford it, to buy a trainer. But oh my god, the reason why infomercials aren't a thing anymore is because everything you could ever possibly need is for free on YouTube,
Yeah.
and really, really incredibly talented individuals putting out great content, workout content. So start on YouTube
Yeah.
if the budget's the issue.
And you can have someone come to your house, but that's more expensive.
Yeah.
But still,
That's a
because it
great,
is. So
yeah.
I'm aware. I do lifting. I'm a
Yeah.
lifter, and I was a swimmer growing up. And probably about 20 years ago, I really got into weightlifting. And I was a competitive swimmer, so I was always fit, but I wasn't solid. Once I started lifting, my body changed, and now I'm
Mhm.
much more solid. So
Yeah.
I tell all my friends, you can do the treadmill, but get off the damn treadmill for a long period of time and start lifting because we need that for bone density as well, especially as we age, correct?
Oh God,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Terry, can I ask, how is the fact that you can lift more today and you've got more muscle to you, how does that impact your confidence?
I have more energy than anybody in my office, and they're all 35 and under. They cannot keep up with me. I'm like, guys, and it's not just diet. It's not just weights. It's your diet, and it's also consistency. I'm incredibly consistent in my workouts. I think that
Yeah.
is probably and hormone replacement therapy. Just a
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah. You know, I always say it's not one thing. I know we want it to be one thing. Everybody wants it to be one thing. What's the workout? What's the supplement? What's the shot? But it's not. And I think we have to stop falling for that because we want it to be easy and we keep making it like this monster that's going to be so much harder. It's the little things. It's all of these like little things and being consistent with all of them. But yeah, there's some that matter more than others, but it's just making those little changes and sticking with them and knowing that it's going to help you in the long run.
People
Chalene, can you
want
talk a
to
little
know.
bit about? Can you talk a little bit about your diet?
Ah, that's what I was going to say. You read my mind.
Yeah.
I read the question also.
Ah.
So I think everyone's different and I think if you're talking about weight loss, you have to know your numbers, right? It's like you can't have enough money to pay the bills if you're not keeping track of what you're spending. So I do think it is important to know what your calorie burn is and then what your average weekly consumption is, especially if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to lose body fat, it doesn't matter. You can eat, listen, you can literally eat candy and still lose weight. Candy for every meal and still lose weight if you're in a deficit. It's not
Mhm.
ideal, but the point is if you can get yourself into a deficit, you're going to lose the body fat. If you can get yourself in a deficit that's not too low and you have adequate protein, then you can lose body fat and maintain muscle. And that is your metabolic health. Like if you're losing weight and also losing muscle, you're really kind of doing yourself a disservice. You might weigh less on the scale, but it's going to rebound. My personal diet, so all that long answer. Um, I I'm not one to track my macros. I just I don't think it's not right for me. I want to live my life, but I have a really easy way. I call it the lazy girl's way of keeping track of my macros, and that is I start every meal and say, all right, first I have to make sure I have 30 grams of protein. And then anything after that I can have. But I'm usually so full. 30 grams of protein is a lot, you know? And it's very filling. So every single meal I start with protein. And then after that, I just try to eat as unprocessed as possible.
What does 30 grams of protein look like?
Look up a breast of chicken. It can look like a piece of meat. It can be scrambled eggs. It can be cottage cheese. It can be Fage yogurt. Or Greek yogurt. Let's see. Tonight I had a bowl of chicken with what else did you put in there, Brett? He's gone. I thought he was in the other room.
He
I don't
cooks
cook.
like Mel cooks. Mel cooks for
Oh
pigs.
yeah, I don't cook either, and not one meal.
I'm
Nope,
not
Mel does it
allowed
all.
to.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a good cook.
So
So
that
what about?
I eat a lot of lean protein and I just try to start with protein then after that, but I don't restrict. Like I eat French fries. I saw, I'll have chips and salsa. Like I was so afraid of food when here's the interesting thing. When I was doing fitness infomercials, I weigh less than that now. I'm leaner than that now. I work out less now than I did then. I was afraid of all foods. I eat only like if I didn't know exactly how much protein was in it, which meant it was a lot easier to eat like a protein shake or a protein bar because I could see how much protein was in it. I was afraid of real food. And when I let go of that pressure, When I said, I don't care, I want to live my life, I want to enjoy food, I want to enjoy people, I want to enjoy my workout, I want to stop punishing myself. I think that was a level of stress that was keeping me inflamed and keeping me, I never could get as lean as I am today, working as hard as I was, because I just could never recover, you know? And it's just, it's easier. And I know that sounds weird, but and counterintuitive, but just being like caring less and doing it because I like it instead of like it's my job.
Right. Well, I think there's a lot of pressure in society for women. I think it's so much pressure. You have to look good. You've got to stay young. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And once you let all that go and just go, I'm going to do the best I can with what I have, make
Yeah,
those changes that I can make that are reasonable, go to the gym, work out, stay consistent. And I think, that's going to be, benefit. That's such a benefit to you overall.
so much.
Yeah.
When I was doing the infomercials, there was, you come out with a new one every year, right? And so, uh, we're coming out with a new version of the program I was doing, and um, the producer explained to me, you know, when you come out with a new version, people want to see that you've gotten in better shape than you were in the last one. So, do you want to, maybe because I showed up to do rehearsals and they were like, do you want to shoot some photos right now? And these can be your before photos. And meanwhile, I hadn't eaten in weeks. I exercised myself into the ground. I thought I'm going to die if I lose another pound. And they had suggested that the way I showed up, we could take photos and those could be my before photos. And that's when I
Um,
was like, okay, I'm done here.
Wow.
This
Yeah.
is this is about marketing and not health, you know?
I think we
And
need to find a balance. I think
yeah,
as women, we just need to find a balance in life and not be so obsessed with our weight and how we look. So I have another question for you. You've been married a long time, correct?
yes,
What do you attribute your successful marriage to?
really good sex.
Ah,
Well, that helps a lot. That helps a lot.
Okay, we got that one
Yeah.
checked off. Okay,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah,
I
because the other
don't.
day we had to go
I
like
don't
three
have it
days
checked
last
off.
week. We
That's
had to go.
checked.
Yeah, we had to go like 3 days last week because he was doing some kind of an MRI, and I was like, "You're not very nice," and I don't know how well we would do. Like, but just joking. But no, to be honest, my honest answer is this: you have to set your ego aside, and you have to want to be a better person and grow. And we're both really, really committed for being to be better for each other. Doing the work, going to therapy individually. Marriage therapy never worked for us, but individual therapy always really did wonders. And we really, really like each other. And I don't know if that's replicated, I don't know if that's easy to replicate. I think we really got lucky when he walked into that bar at Michigan State and asked me to dance.
The
Um,
best bars are always at Michigan State. At Michigan they didn't have good bars. We always had to go up to Michigan to get the girls.
well, the pretty girls are at Michigan State because all the
Yes,
smart girls go to Michigan.
exactly, exactly.
Kelly, do you have
That's true.
children? Do you have
Yes,
children?
yes, I've got two. One who's 20, I don't know, is he 28? And one that's 20, wait, 20, I should know, right? My daughter's 26, 29. He's 29?
They're in their
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Chalene,
math.
do you know a guy by the name of Duke Johnson?
I don't. Duke?
Not Duke.
Duke Johnson. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a nephew named Duke.
Could be him then, huh?
Young. No, very young. How
Yeah.
old?
Yeah, about 14.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Yeah. Uh, you didn't know who the guy was? Duke Johnson?
Well, I did, but I thought you were talking about like a player our age.
He is a player. He is a player.
Oh, is he on right now?
No, no, no. I
Oh,
spoke it. I spoke at Togethership last week,
oh, okay.
and he was introduced to me, and they go, "Oh, it's, Rob and Brett Johnson." I don't know, the uncle or the dad. but I know of them because of the NFL and around Orange County football.
Yeah,
I was just
exactly.
talking to him, right? And then I found out. Then I did a little research. I saw you were from Michigan,
Oh
and
yeah.
were you born in Detroit? Okay, yeah. Well, I was born in Detroit too, and I
I know
Look at
I
lived in
that.
saw
Detroit.
that.
Yeah, and I know you.
It's my Detroit ring.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay. Oh, nice.
I
Very
love
Yeah.
that. I
nice.
love that. You're
That's really,
Yes.
really
yeah,
cool.
and
Telegraph and 8 Mile.
well, yeah, Telegraph and 8 Mile. I was on Dexter and Livernois, which is further.
Crazy.
It is crazy, and I saw where you went to high school in Grand Rapids.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Right.
that was one of the places I went to high school. Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, so I met Duke, and we started just talking, talking, talking,
That's so
and and
crazy.
and then I found out you were on, and I go, I think that's the ant, right? The ant.
Yes, exactly. That's so
Yeah, he's a
crazy.
great guy, by the way. He's a great guy. He
He's a
was,
quarterback.
yeah, he was a fun dude. He was a fun guy.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So
there's
anyway,
Brett in the
let me ask you
comments.
this question. Let me ask you this question. What about alcohol?
Yeah,
Mm.
so I love it, but I don't drink it.
This is not alcohol.
Yeah, so
Oh my
alcohol.
gosh.
I Brett and I stopped being drinkers, I guess a year and a half ago. And I say stop being drinkers because we'll now maybe once in a blue moon have a glass of champagne and or if people order it I will. But was becoming so it was we were only ever social drinkers, but then we were being a lot more social and we went to Europe and we spent 30 days in Europe and I woke up one of the days and I'm like, first of all, my why is my face so fat? What is going on? I was like swollen and puffy. And I'm like, we should just like not drink for like, dude, we've had drinks every day for 30 days. I'm like, we should go like 5 days without. And he's like, okay, fine. And then I was like, why is this so hard? And then I realized, oh, I this has become a habit. Like I wasn't like physically dependent upon it, but I didn't know what to do with myself when I went out to dinner. I didn't know what to do with myself if I was at a party and it was boring or people were forcing me to do small talk. I'd rather like stick a pen in my eye. And so I had to
Oh,
like learn how to do those things. Um, and I'm also going to tell you, didn't change any of my health markers. I was expecting to lose at least 3 pounds, nothing. But I do feel a lot better.
a lot of
Foggy.
young kids now, like in their 30s, they don't go to happy hours anymore.
I know. I know.
Drinking is sort of not popular anymore, which is really interesting. I'm not a big drinker at all. And, there's peer pressure, but honestly, I have just as much fun as my friends that do drink because I'm super outgoing. So I know sometimes it takes the edge off for people that may not be as social, but I'm not a big drinker. And I will drink, but I think most people are steering away from drinking. I see a lot of it just because of the health benefits of not drinking.
You know what? Another question came up about marijuana and weed. What about that instead, like a gummy or a joint or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to smoke a joint. I look like an idiot. I mean, I did in high school,
What
but
about Michigan State?
right, yeah, exactly. No, but a gummy, sure. Like, you know what I actually really enjoy is the liquid form that you can mix in a mocktail. But I don't do it very often. And
I didn't know that.
it's not a health elixir, but it does, take the edge off. And I will admit that I relied heavily on it when we stopped drinking because I felt like I lost my ritual. You know what I mean? Like my ritual was to have a glass of champagne or a glass of wine as a way of like treating myself in a way for me to say that I'm done working, like the day is over. And then I was like, how do I know to stop working? Because I really love what I do. How do I how do I shut off? And so I experimented with like a lot of different things. I did THC and nothing kind of I just had to learn to like have other ways to create that ritual to say that okay, I'm off, like I can relax now.
I
There we
come
go. It's
home to
called
my
nowadays the
dog. I come
THC.
home to my dog. I have a dog. I ain't got
Well,
no man, so I've got a dog. So
well,
my next
when
step is a guy.
Well, Mel
Maybe.
and I, when we were in Rio, we did not drink. I think we drank a beer at the very last day, and we were there for what, 3+ weeks. And we just
Yeah,
both made a decision. We worked
yeah.
out. We went to the beach. We really were on, the health, the challenge. We did a challenge, and it was for us. It wasn't hard. Because we're not big drinkers anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think
My
I
everything
like to
in
drink though.
moderation.
I don't drink that much, but I do like. I like to drink. If I
Yeah.
like drinking, but I don't drink that much.
But
I like
Yeah.
everything
it.
in moderation is the secret, except I guess
Yeah.
for sex, according to Chalene. But everything in moderation, right?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I went out to um dinner with a 80 or 89-year-old that's going to be speaking at camp, and she was, she sorry, lunch, and she had a glass of champagne, and she said, "Are you going to talk about alcohol at camp?" And I said, "Uh, I don't, I hadn't planned to." And she said, "I think it needs to be addressed." And I thought that was interesting because she's holding a glass of champagne. What is she going to say? And she said, "This is a prop. And this, I order a drink. And I think people need to know that you don't have to be all or nothing.
Mm.
And you can order a drink and do everything in moderation. You can order a drink as a prop. And that doesn't make you a drinker. But people need to know that it is a poison, and it never makes you more attractive. And it never makes you wake up the next day and feel like, oh, I really was on my game. And she's like, I think women need to know that, because I think we have this mindset that you can never, or you go all in. And I'm like, I kind of like that.
Okay, it makes other people more attractive.
Yeah. Ain't that
That
the
might be a
truth?
dangerous thing.
It might not make me more attractive, but it's going to make
Right?
them
Oh
more
my God. Right.
attractive.
Chalene, is your husband there? Is your husband there?
Yeah. Hey, Brett, can you come in here?
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on,
put him
Brett.
on.
Come
He's
Let's
in the
on,
see
other
the
Brett.
room.
let's see
Come in
the
here, man. We need another guy.
I know, we really do. I love it. Oh, good espresso martini. Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
there are
those are
good.
good.
that's
I
Those
my
are
enjoy a
good.
favorite.
cocktail.
Those are good.
That's my favorite.
Those are
You know
really
what's
good.
disgusting is the faux wines.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't drink them.
Terrible.
I wouldn't know.
They're like grape juice. Stupid,
Yeah.
dumb. Show Penelope. Okay, Penelope, come here. She's deaf, so she has to
Aw.
come up here. Come up here.
What kind of
How old
tongue
is
is
she?
she, and how old is she?
She is a oh goodness.
Oh,
She
she's
is
big
a
girl.
Penelope. She's actually not. She's a pit bull, and she's
She's a
5.
pit.
Mwah. Yes.
So
Oh,
is
she's sweet.
mine.
We adopted her. Did you adopt yours?
Yes.
Oh, there's Brett.
Oh, hey, Brett.
Hello.
Is that
Hi.
crazy you met Duke?
That's nuts that you had a conversation with Duke. That's crazy.
I did. I did. Ask him about it.
I will. I took a screenshot and I'll send it to my brother. And yeah, so that's why. Because when you did say Duke, I was thrown too. I was like, yeah, that's my nephew. But like, why would you be? Why would you know Duke?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just, the principal son and my boys played baseball together for 10 years, and now she's the principal, Janie Wood, and I had spoken there before, and
It's
now
a
she's
great
the
school.
principal. Yeah, and they invited me to speak, and then she introduced me to a lot of the guys,
Yeah,
and then she brought up you and your brother, and I go, I know of you guys, I don't know you guys, but I know you guys are famous in Orange County and football and all that. And then, I was talking to Duke because, he got a cool name too, right? So,
yeah,
and he has the lineage, and so he was talking. And I remembered. So then I did I saw where your wife was going to speak. I go, Michigan, Duke. I go, I think there's a connection there. And
yeah,
I go, it has to be because I know that you were the brother to Rob. So
yeah,
I go, yeah, it's got to be. But he's a
yeah.
great guy.
And I heard earlier in the things. Mike Peel's a good friend. So
Yeah, he was a good friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but when we
yeah.
were playing together,
He's
he was
back.
a great
I
guy.
believe he's back in San Clemente, so you should look him up.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I will. He's a great guy, man.
Great
Really
guy.
cool.
Fantastic.
All right,
He's
I'll let you guys keep talking.
Illinois.
Yep, Illinois.
Yeah.
Terry and Peg, how often do you guys get together?
Quite a bit.
I
Quite a
love
bit.
that.
Yeah, quite a bit. We do.
I'm
She's,
very spontaneous, so I'll
yeah,
fly. Just she says, "Come," I'm there.
yeah,
Oh, I
So
love that. That
yeah,
is
quite a
so
bit.
amazing. I really,
Yeah.
I think so many women, I mean, we're all busy, but you have to prioritize girl time,
Yes.
just
100%.
right?
like my
Yes.
sister. My sister passed 3 years ago, and I know she
What's
was
going on?
sent in her place.
Oh yeah.
I just love Peg.
Oh
She's
yeah.
amazing. We
Yeah.
get along
Peg, are you
so
coming to camp?
Yes, I am. I don't know what the schedule is yet, but I'm gonna because Mel's gonna be here also for the entire week because his youngest son is playing in a baseball tournament.
Okay, well, we'll make an
So,
exception and let him come hang out with Brett.
oh,
much.
good. No, we will. Let's
Oh,
go have
will
dinner.
Brett be there? Will Brett be there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's go
Okay,
have
so
dinner.
Yeah,
I have that unofficial invitation then.
absolutely. Yes. There'll be two boys and 1,000 women.
They're
Oh, there you
good.
go. Perfect. That's
just
So,
perfect.
like just
so
like in our reality dating show.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Hey, can you guys tell us who the next Bachelorette's going to be?
Taylor Brink. Oh, you mean golden or just the regular?
Golden.
Oh, we don't know yet. We do
Yeah.
not
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't
No.
know. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we sure don't.
We
Don't they
really
sometimes pick
honestly
It might
someone
don't
be
from the
know.
Terry. It
previous
might be
cast?
Terry. It might be
Oh
Terry.
yeah, it's gonna be me, all
You might be
right.
speaking to her right now.
I
That
think
would be
so.
that would be fun. That would be really
Okay, Terry,
fun.
and Terry, my favorite videos are when you are dancing on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
thank
love
you.
those.
They're
Thanks.
great, aren't they great? They're great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
your
we are
fitness
so
content.
excited to have you on, and we will definitely be at the Camp Be More, definitely 100%.
So
And
fun.
yeah, any other questions?
Is that
On
something that you
Wednesday, we
do
wear
every?
pink.
Okay,
Is that
when's
something you do every year?
Yes.
It's always in Vegas.
Yes.
oh
Uh,
wow.
how many
Yeah.
years? How many years
Well, this
running?
is our, it was Camp Do More. Now it's Camp Be More, and it's just for perimenopausal and menopausal women and Penelope. And so this is our second year that it's just for this group.
Hmm. Good.
Fantastic.
And
If you
for people that don't know your Instagram, what you've got Todd Task Girl, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, you are blown up. So just
We're doing all the
so
things.
they know where to find you.
Yeah. So it's Chalene Johnson, and that's the YouTube channel. The podcast is called The Chalene Show. And Instagram, we're here right now. Just
Chalene, if
Chalene
you don't
Johnson.
mind, send me a flyer for Camp Be More. And since I'm here in Vegas, I will definitely collaborate with me or send it to me and I will post it because I've got a lot of people here in
I'm going to
Vegas.
send you a pair of
Please.
roller skates and 1,000 flyers, and I'm going to send you to the parking lots and stick them under the windshields
Oh,
like
I
we
will.
used to do.
Oh,
Oh, I
Peg will
will.
do it.
I
You
will
know
do
what
it.
She'll do
I
it.
will do
Peg,
it.
Peg
Don't.
will do it on a unicycle because she rides a
You
unicycle.
Oh,
know
I know.
what?
But
I will
listen,
do it. I'll put
we're
my
in love
blades
with you.
on. I'll put
We
my
watched
blades
the
on
show.
and I will film myself going around all the parking lots and putting that stuff on. I will. And I will post it. Guaranteed.
Oh my God, I love this so
I will.
much.
I love it.
No, you
Yeah.
guys were so fun to watch. You know, Brett and I, we on our podcast, we always talk about reality TV, and we, always pick apart the Bachelors. And I can attest. I loved you guys. I was like, I think he's such a normal, nice guy. Like, and she's perfect for him, and the energy, and like,
She
are
was.
you kidding?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think he was a good lead. I think he was. He was a
And
good
all the
lead. And
women were. I mean, all of
yeah,
you were so. Like, it's just such a good thing for other women to see
yeah, it
what
is.
is possible.
Well, you know what? You can fall in love again. That's what's nice because as you get older and you go through these crazy divorces, right? And it takes a minute to heal and to get your, reality back. And it's nice to know that you can really, truly fall in love again. It
I'm
really
still
is.
waiting.
Yeah, Terry, what apps are the ladies using?
Oh my God. I can't. I just can't. So
But she was using
Bumble.
the prison app, right? That's
Listen, I'm going to show you guys. You would not believe it's horrible. At my
Oh,
age,
I
now the
know.
younger guys are hot, but at my age, there's
Yeah.
exceptions, but not that much.
Well,
Yeah.
why do you have to date your age?
Well, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
what she
I
was
What's the
date
young?
men
saying.
a
Will you
little
tell
bit
us the youngest
younger.
you've dated?
Huh?
Will you tell us the youngest that you've dated?
15 years.
How much? Oh, he
15
was
years
50.
younger.
Uh-huh. And
15,
then,
15 years
oh,
younger.
15 years younger. And then do you lead with your age, or do you wait for them to ask or not
So
ask?
the last guy that I really liked, met him on Facebook dating. This is a true story. And my daughter made my profile, and I never really looked at it because I really didn't want to do it. But she put my age as like 7 years younger and didn't tell me, and I never looked at it. So I connected with the guy, and I actually started seeing the guy. he lived out of town and he'd come visit and stuff, and he really liked me. So we hung out for about 2 to 3 weeks, going back and forth, and I realized that my daughter had put the wrong age. So I remember we were at a football game, and I had to tell him. I just had to. I mean, I can't lie about that. And I said, I need to tell you something. And he goes, well, what is it? I said, well, I'm not 60, whatever, my age. And he goes, well, how much younger are you? And I go, I'm not younger. He was 65, 64,
Wow.
65. He goes, well, how old are you? And I said, I'm 71. He literally stopped in his tracks. He looked at me and he goes, you're a freak of nature. And it
True.
was so bad because he was so shocked. And I really think that he was kind of strange, and I think he was one of those that just couldn't handle it. But we saw each other for almost a year. And I really do
Wow.
think that was the deciding factor. He just couldn't go there, which is so
Wow.
stupid because I'm in better shape than him. I looked better than him, but he was just the stigma of someone being over 70, which is dumb.
So
But
dumb.
Terry, I didn't know how old you were I don't think I ever knew until after the show was over that you were 71.
71,
I
71.
didn't know that. And again, I wouldn't even
Yeah.
guess that.
No,
Yeah.
I would assume
never,
everybody was like
never.
in the early 60s,
Yeah.
So,
especially you.
anyways, that's my story. But yes, I don't lead with it. But you know what, Chalene, I've been so open on social media about inspiring people at my age, and so I think
Yeah.
most everybody knows my age, and I'm embracing it. I own it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Should be.
I say we should go with level instead of age. So I'd say I'm level 57. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then you're always looking forward to going to the next level. Who wants to like drop down a level? No
yeah,
one.
I'm level 70. There you. I like that. I hope you talk about that. It can't be more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've been on here for almost an hour. Send me those flyers because I want
Oh
to
my
put them.
God. Yes.
I have. Send it to me, and
Yes.
I will definitely get on
Daisy
that.
Dukes, pair of roller
Oh,
skates,
you
hit the
got
parking
it.
lots. I
You
love it.
got it. I can do
Thank you
that.
guys. That was super
Thank
fun.
you
I
so
appreciate
much
you.
for coming on, and we really do. We appreciate you so
Thank
much,
you.
and yeah,
I
thank you
can't wait to
very
see you guys
much.
in person, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'd be
Hey,
fun.
Yeah,
Let's
hey,
all
I'm
have dinner.
excited.
Chalene,
That would be
Chalene, go
great.
blue. Go blue.
Go blue.
Giga Maggies.
Listen, on that note, I'll see you
Yes.
guys in Vegas.
All right, you
Okay.
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye,
Bye. Thank
everybody.
See ya.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Oh.